Hello and welcome to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas. In the month of February, throughout our nation, we're celebrating Black History Month. It's a time to celebrate the achievements and contributions made by African American men and women, as well as honor their sacrifices that have helped shape our nation. As President Barack Obama mentioned in a 2016 speech, it's about the lived, shared experience of all African Americans, high and low, famous and obscure, and how those experiences have shaped and challenged and ultimately strengthened America. It's about taking an unvarnished look at the past so we can create a better future. It's a reminder of where we as a country have been so that we know where we need to go. And speaking of creating a better future, I'm here at the Greater Phoenix Urban League where they're helping to build up young professionals through mentorship and instruction. Let's take a look.
The Greater Phoenix Urban League is a private, nonprofit, civil rights social service organization formed here in Phoenix in 1945. So we're celebrating our 76th year, and we provide services to individuals throughout the Valley of the Sun. The mission of the Greater Phoenix Urban League is to be an agent of change to support minorities and those in need in achieving economic and social equality through programs in economic empowerment, housing, education, civic engagement, and health and wellness.
Over the years, we've helped thousands of young adults get necessary work experience and professional development skills that they were able to take on into their adulthood, assisting with building economic empowerment. Our first-time home buyers program seeks to inform participants with the home buying process, assisting them in becoming mortgage ready, and quite frankly, simply determining whether or not home ownership is for them. Our Summer Youth Empowerment Program is a 10-week-long employment program for young adults between the ages of 14 through 21 from low to moderate income families. It provides them with very important work experience at many of our corporate partners, including some of those in the corporate environment. Participants engage in weekly developmental workshops ranging from life skills, professional development, college exploration, and financial literacy. Our Man Cave program engages with fathers to help them improve their parenting skills and improve the relationship they have with their children and families.
The Greater Phoenix Urban League Young Professionals are a group of individuals from the ages 21 to 40. Our pillars of focus include civic engagement, community service, professional development, and economic empowerment. Because we want to make sure that we are equipping and developing future leaders for our community and underneath the Urban League. We want to make sure that we're keeping the mission of the Urban League and legacy live and make sure that all the work that our leaders in the past have done does not go in vain and that it continues to help our community thrive. Greater Phoenix Urban League is the heart of our community. We provide education resources on health, including like COVID, vaccination, donation drives, also giving out free tests. We want to make sure that our community is equipped with the right tools and resources and services so that we can continue to keep everyone healthy and safe and out of poverty. For more information on the Greater Phoenix Urban League and the Greater Phoenix Urban League Young Professionals, visit our website or give us a call and we'll be happy to help you.
Become a member and help the Greater Phoenix Urban League continue a long tradition of providing community empowerment. For more information, head over to gphxul.org. I'll be right back with more on Doing More right after this.
Enjoy local stories from your community in the form of videos, articles, podcasts, live streams, and more. Find it all only at yourview.com.
Welcome back to Doing More. We're celebrating Black History Month and honoring the contributions and achievements made by African Americans here at the Greater Phoenix Urban League. The Greater Phoenix Urban League has touched thousands of lives around the city of Phoenix and surrounding areas, which couldn't happen without the support of generous sponsors and partners. These companies are helping provide programs and services to the Greater Phoenix Urban League community. Together, they're making a difference. We traveled to Oklahoma, where a 7,000 square foot community grocery store has been transforming lives through bountiful gardens, food justice, and security.
I grew up in this community, and we've always had a grocery store on 23rd and Martin Luther King, and once it closed, I understood the desperation of people who didn't have transportation because they either had to walk several miles to try to get to a grocery store, try to carry those bags back, and I think it made a difference on how they provided or fed themselves and their families.
The Restore OKC is an asset-based community development organization here in Northeast Oklahoma City. Our goal is to be a really faithful bridge to bridge in the assets that are maybe missing from historical injustice. So restoring systems like food access is a huge piece of that mission for us. COVID was a huge impetus for this entire market. We had a micro grocer happening at the time, and really in one 24-hour period out of a 1,200 square foot micro grocer, we saw over 10,000 pounds of sales. What we saw is that it was critical that neighbors were able to walk and get groceries.
We opened our doors April 21st, and the response was just overwhelming. I saw a lady step in and she stopped and just started crying. She just said this is an answer to prayer. She pointed across the street and said that's where her home was. She was just so happy and elated to be able to walk across the street and get those basic food needs met.
Once we opened this store, I got a clearer picture of how desperate it was when people started coming in and they were so relieved that they could walk a couple of blocks to get what they needed versus having to wait on the bus, having to haul it back across town.
Out of 36 employees we have 27 that are actually from this community. We created access for employees to gain employment, but also for our neighbors to have access to fruits and vegetables. And to see that we can do that on a daily basis is inspiring and encouraging for me.
Oftentimes we hear a narrative that grocery stores are difficult to maintain in communities that are, quote, low income. In the first quarter that this store was open, this store did 4 times the national category sales average in fresh produce. We see health disparities in these communities because they lack access to fresh produce, not because it won't sell.
This market is making a positive impact because I see the people continuously come in. And when they come in, said a lot of times what we get is gratitude from them at the cash register. We are so grateful that this market is here. We're so grateful that you have fresh fruit and produce. We are grateful that you're in the community. And that makes me know that this is the right thing.
In Las Vegas, Cox Communications celebrates Black History Month by honoring 4 Southern Nevadans who have each made an impact in the community.
The community started giving back to me the day my parents adopted me.
I spent 4 years in the military in Hampton Roads.
I was the first Black person to walk the halls of my corporate division in a corporate position.
I began my career here in 2003 as a full-time graduate student in the School of Social Work.
I've always applied the direction that I was given from those ahead of me about, giving it your all and doing your very best.
It is a full circle moment to have learned what I've learned as a graduate student within the system and now be able to serve in the system in a similar capacity.
When I joined Cox and found out later that they have an employee resource group focused on supporting veterans and active duty military, I really wanted to be a part of that.
Coming out of politics, it's a different world, but here I'm at an institution where, 50,000 plus students, 3 campuses, diverse from all over the world.
I look forward to Black History Month as a source of inspiration, also a celebration of Black excellence.
There are people that made contributions that I learned about as an adult that I never knew about as a young person.
Identifying these accomplishments and achievements, that's just really important to me and my family. And it's important for me to share those stories, with other people across the organization.
I think it's important first to be aware of your community, to learn as much about your neighbors.
Being willing to be open-minded and open up your heart to accept people for who they are.
Focus on partnering with African Americans or partnering with Latinos, in the community.
Once we learn more about each other, then it's easier for us to work together to find solutions.
For me to look at all of the amazing and phenomenal men and women that I met along the way, who poured into me, who believed in me, who encouraged and motivated me, who am I not to give back?
I think it's very important for kids that look like me to see someone in a role like mine.
The more we contribute and encourage our children, the better they will do, because they really live up to our expectations. If we expect a lot, they give us a lot. If we don't expect a lot, they give us nothing.
Our students have set the bar high in terms of how we respond to challenges, and we can look to them to help lead us into more prosperous times.
It's our job to make sure any resources out there, any partnerships we could establish to be able to bring in resources to say, come on, we're behind you, we got you. That to me is what keeps that hope alive.
Cox takes pride in diversity, equality, and inclusion and salutes the outstanding Southern Nevadans during Black History Month. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Doing More. We shine a light on the good things happening in our communities. In recognition of Black History Month, we're celebrating African American history, achievements, and perseverance here at the Greater Phoenix Urban League. Another program the Greater Phoenix Urban League provides is the Man Cave Fatherhood Program. This program seeks to take a leadership role and commit to fostering the positive relationship of fathers or male role models with their children, and to be more visible in Head Start classrooms. The program creates an opportunity for men to come together to build or enhance their parenting and nurturing skills. Whether in person or virtually, Man Cave is designed with services that promote responsible fatherhood, healthy marriages, and economic mobility. We headed to Tucson, Arizona, where we met with an outstanding couple named Bob and Beverly Elliott, who's bringing African American history, culture, and awareness to the community.
Hi, I'm Bob Elliott. I'm the chair of the board of the African American Museum of Southern Arizona.
Hi, I'm Beverly Elliott, the Executive Director of the African American Museum of Southern Arizona, also known as AMSAS.
One of the questions we've received a lot is, why a museum? And our answer is, why not?
The first thing that we wanted to do is sit down with people in the community, but also some very intense stories. We wanted to find, what was going on here in 1950? What was happening? Had they integrated the schools? Had they not? So we got some of those stories. Also talking to some authors that are here in town. We have a few folks who've written books, and that has been a huge resource for us. Our youngest grandson, one of the things he said was, I'm supposed to do this report on an African American person or hero. It's looking, nowadays kids know how to get on that tablet and look everything up. And he said, oh, Martin Luther King, oh, W.E.B. Du Bois, oh, and then he says, well, where are the people that live here? He said, well, you're helping people with a museum back in Michigan. Where's our museum? And so I told my grandson, I said, well, there's really not one place I can take you. And he said, well, Nanu, why don't you start a museum? We knew that if we just got this website up and going, it's a way for people to still learn a lot. It's a great resource to find information about African Americans and Black folks and our culture in Southern Arizona.
One of the things that we're really trying to stress is, besides fundraising, is friend raising. And so we thought about it and said, there's almost like three pockets that you're talking about. One pocket would be the business community. Then you have the individuals. You have the grassroots folks that want to be a part of it. Then you have the folks who have been fortunate enough to have the ability to make a major donation. So you kind of have those three different pockets of friend raising, and that's what we've been trying to stress as we move forward on this venture. One of the goals of our museum is to help educate students so they understand what happened in the past, but also looking at the bigger picture of creating a situation that you can have more Black students and staff and faculty here. Bring them up on campus. Bring these students up here. Enjoy the museum on the campus of the University of Arizona.
Now let's check out how Subaru of El Cajon in San Diego is being extraordinary.
One of the great things about being around Subaru is they've invited us as our particular community outreach center. What we've been able to do is ask our employees to reach out and tell us what they feel passionate about, how they can feed their soul in addition to coming to work here. You can buy a car anywhere, but what we're looking for is how we can become a better member of the community.
How we get people to be positive about doing things for the community and for ourselves at the dealership level is a #1 topic for us here at Subaru of El Cajon. The big question is, how do we do that? The short answer is communication. It's all about good people doing good things for good reasons all the time. If we can find someone's happiness and help them enjoy that even more, we've done a phenomenal job.
The East County Transitional Living Center has been a fantastic charity to connect with. They do a great job of bringing the homeless back into the community and really driving them back into being positive members of the society. We've been fortunate to be able to bring them some of their basic needs, blankets, toilet paper, paper towels, things you wouldn't imagine that 400 people that have nothing need every day.
The support of Subaru of El Cajon and many other groups is really essential to us. When I give tours, I'll tell people, hey, this room here is where we keep all the gold, and the gold is toilet paper. And recently, Subaru did an employee toilet paper collection and brought a big stack of toilet paper over. We go through 2,000 rolls of toilet paper a month. And so, expenses like that we can offset by community involvement. We're so fortunate to have a group like Subaru of El Cajon that would help us and support us.
All the benefactors that are contributing to sponsoring our place has been wonderful, because from the toilet paper to the food to income that all of a sudden is being brought into this place for the resource center, for the activities, for the equipment, has been wonderful. And if that makes it much easier for us, for example for me, because I've been there, it's going to be going on a year, to be able to work with the incoming families that are coming into the ECTLC. We don't really have to worry about anything about it, just going to class, getting ourselves and our minds and our hearts renewed, and being loved. It's awesome. It's really awesome.
Every day we talk to our employees, our customers, and our community members to give as much as we can and to bring as much joy to the world as possible, because frankly, who doesn't need more joy?
What a way of doing more. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Doing More. We're celebrating Black History Month from History, Achievements, and Perseverance, and I'm here at the Maricopa County WIC Lobby, which is part of the Greater Phoenix Urban League. Our final stop was at the SciTech Festival that took place at the Barrett-Jackson event. Take a look.
Today we are having the Pennzoil STEM Fest here at the Barrett-Jackson. I think it's a great opportunity for families to come because there's activities for the kids, and I think it's a great opportunity for people of all ages to come and learn about STEM.
The tech industry is really growing here in Arizona, and as a consequence of that, there's just not enough talent. And so in K through 12, we really have to inspire youth and motivate them to get into science, technology, engineering, and math. And one of the best ways to do that is through something like the STEM Fest, where they get to see science and technology close up, experience it, get excited about it. So that's why we're here today, and we really appreciate Cox's support and Barrett-Jackson as well.
Thanks to self-driving automobiles, it's only a matter of time before there's a country song where the guy's truck leaves him too. Yeah.
As a sponsor of the Arizona SciTech Festival for the past 11 years, it's our commitment to STEM education and serving the youth in our community. There's a need for tech workers, and so to help educate our local youth in the area of STEM is important to us with our focus on K-12 youth and education. So for Cox to be a sponsor of Arizona SciTech means the world to us to be able to give back to the community we serve and enjoy an environment like this, having youth participate in STEM activities and really get ingrained in learning about different trades and skills around STEM education.
There has been so much great feedback from little ones seeing our mascot Nova the gecko all the way to 103 years old here today, just exploring all of the hands-on and engaging material that is here, that is offered through SciTech and through all of our collaborators. So exciting to have all of these hands-on experiences for our students and our attendees today.
I think a lot of the future workforce will be definitely involving STEM. So the more we can get people interested in STEM and the more that we can show people what STEM is and that it is everywhere, I think that will really help us in the future with all these new STEM jobs that are popping up everywhere. I know that the Chief Science Officer program and SciTech have been really great partners with Cox for a very long time, and I'm just extremely grateful that Cox is so interested in the next generation of STEM leaders. And I think it really helps that we get all these opportunities.
It's been great to be here as part of this STEM Expo and to have the youth participate in these different activities, and we look forward to them developing their STEM talents and being the next leaders in STEM in our community.
I want to thank the Greater Phoenix Urban League for sharing the amazing works they're doing in our community and in our youth. The month of February is an opportunity to appreciate and learn about the contributions of Black Americans to our world and to expand our consciousness about Black culture. It's a month devoted to acknowledging the deep injustices that Black Americans have historically endured and overcome. It's a time to celebrate progress, but also knowing there's still much work to be done. And as Martin Luther King Jr. shared, I decided as an individual to stick with love because hate is too great a burden to bear. And we feel the same way here on the Doing More team. I'm Erica Cardenas. Thanks so much for joining me.